Oh yeah, I think it's green, but it's cold. And I know it's cold, but it's green and I have an accent.
All right, come on, we can do this. Come on, just fuck. Let's go. All right.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, sir. I am with the United States government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you may have probably heard, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, and his
Oh
wife
yeah.
Usha are coming to visit this beautiful country of yours.
Oh yeah, so sad.
No, yes, that's the yes. You are kind of a backwards people. No, 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 not said happy. In English, we say happy, because because our president, our king Trump, is coming to. He's gonna buy the land. He's gonna buy your country, and you'll be part of the United States. How great is that?
Oh no, no thanks. We don't want any.
No, 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 no. It's no, no.
No,
It's
it's
not.
okay.
We
No,
don't give.
have
We're
a
not giving
lovely
you
day.
anything. No, no. We just want.
Okay, bye
We
now.
would just want to know if you
Bye
would like to be.
now. No, it's
Wait,
thank
wait.
you.
Just
No,
hold the
it's
door. Just, do
no,
you want to
it's
meet the?
okay.
Do you want to meet the vice president?
No,
He
it's
wants to meet you.
okay.
Please, please. He wants to meet you. Damn it. Okay. Next time. God, come on. One person. Just need one person, please. One person.
Hello?
Hello, sir or madam. Would you like to meet the Vice President J.D. Vance on his visit to your
No.
country? Please, his wife is coming and her name's Usha. Sort of sounds like one of your
Okay.
names. Okay, you want to meet her?
No, thank you.
Please, we just need
No,
one
thank
person from
you.
the country to smile near
No,
them. Just
thank
smile.
you.
Can I get a picture of you
No,
smiling? We'll
thank
just
you.
Photoshop, please.
We
It's
don't
AI.
smile here. Bye.
Please, oh, dear God, come on. Please. All right, just send him to the army base. Dress him up like Zelensky. People like that look. Dress him up like Timu Zelensky. Pretty sick. Man, it's hard to get that E minor, but I'm getting it. I'm figuring it out.
It's better than A minor.
Yeah, no, those are unfortunately for the metaphor, super easy note to chord to hit. It's really easy to get a minor. Ask Drake. Fucker. Or Diddy.
Yeah.
Or any congressman. What's up,
All
everybody?
right.
Welcome to Mellow Brick Road, path 144. I'm your host, Van. I'm wearing a headscarf thing today, or I don't know
Nice.
what you call these. They're really comfy, and it keeps the hair out of my face. And because it's springtime, so it's like got flowers on it or whatever. I don't know. I
Is
just
that what a
grab it.
do-rag is?
Sort of. Sort of. Yeah, I guess it kind of is. This is like a long. It's like a tube, like a long fabric tube. I folded it in half. As you can see, that's why it's got a fold right here. So it's not as long. Because usually it can like take up. Like I can put my whole like all my hair in it, and then like bunch it up in the back and like clamp it. So then it's like keeps my
Oh,
hair.
actually,
It is. I guess it is kind of like a do rag. I guess.
during the COVID times, I think I had one of those.
I'm gonna take off my tie real fast. Sorry, I get my tie on. That's the U.S. I got it at Pete Hegseth's house, Margaritaville.
Hmm.
More topical humor that's gonna get the show banned and all of us sent to El Salvador. All right,
Thought topical stuff was for like ointments and stuff.
got me again, Mason. Um, did I even introduce us? I said I was Van. Did I even
No one
introduce who
knows who
you
I
are?
am, but let's just keep it that
You're
way.
an
I want to
anomaly.
be
You're
mysterious.
not a man. You're an
Okay.
idea. You cannot be killed.
That'd be sweet.
That would be
That's my
super
biggest
cool.
fear in life is death.
Oh, that's okay. It happens to everybody, buddy. It doesn't. It's not
Yeah, that
like
doesn't actually make it better.
you should make it. Your biggest fear should be like falling out of an airplane strapped to your seat, because that hardly ever happens to anyone. I mean, it does now, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's like one of those like a rising death fear. You know, so like it's
Yeah.
like one of those like oh like a trending jobs, the job market. It's like, oh, these are in the rise right now. So if you want a good fear of death, falling out of an airplane, strapped, that's like that's a rising fear for a lot of people.
We should uh we should have a bit where we track anxiety levels because I've and like treat it like a stock market show. But, it's just like instead of like, coffee going up, it's just like and we have another airplane crash today, so let's just get that stock rising here. It's a real
Oh
bull
God.
market, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of bulls, three were killed
Not
this
to say,
week.
yeah, the bull run or whatever that is.
Yeah. Speaking about bull runs, I don't want to talk about bull Bulls
Okay.
run. I want to talk about the Blues run though, because
St. Louis
I
Blues?
have the St. Louis Blues because I have officially entered hockey TikTok, and is the internet going crazy about the Blues right now?
Dude,
And
9 wins.
yeah, dude. No, I thought I heard like 12 wins in a row or 12
Mm,
wins since the that one big tournament thing, the Four Nations.
It's been a heck of a streak, my man. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that
dude.
much. It's been
No,
it's been
everyone.
incredible to watch because the beginning of this season was if you've been watching the show, you know. Because I
Yeah,
can't. They've been shit for most of the season, which is fair because they've had a lot of crazy changes. They fired a coach halfway through the season, got an assistant coach off of like a one of the lower tier like leagues, whatever you call those, where they like where
the
they
minor
train them.
leagues, I
Sure,
guess.
yeah, the minor leagues. They brought him up, and it was a rocky transition, and it just I don't know what it is, but it just seems like they've really hit some serious momentum. Here's my thing is Toropchenko came back. He's been out for like 40 weeks or something on an injury, and as soon as he came back, the Blues have been just decimating every team. It's been great.
I've been hearing a lot about Holloway and how we
He
got
had
him
oh my
cheap.
god,
We got him
yes,
cheap from
he's
some
a
other
dude.
team,
He's one of the
and
best players.
and that's what everyone is saying. Like everyone's like, when he was on this other team, he didn't score a lot, but you could tell he was going to be amazing.
Yeah,
And then they kept this guy on for 3 million. Blues picked up this guy for 2 million, and now he has like 75 goals. And it's just like,
he's insane.
what happened?
He's had an insane run this last like month or two, which is so good. And I just saw speaking they're only going to be getting better, I think. And maybe not, I don't know how the rest of the season looks, but I'm talking about like future seasons because they just signed on this kid named Snuggerud which
Nice.
he's like 20 years old. They just signed him for 3 years. And he was a number one pick in the draft, like first round pick. I mean, number
Yeah.
23 in the first round pick of for the
Uh-huh.
Blues back in like 2022 or whatever. And he has really good stats in his like college. I think he's from Minnesota. Minnesota.
That would be
Played for the
out of the
Gophers.
50 states, that would be one of my top three hockey states, I
He's
think.
got
So,
a good number of goals and a good number of assists throughout his career. So pretty excited. He starts training. He started on Monday of like beginning of March or April is when he's starting his training. So
uh, another thing that I've been noticing with these TikToks now. So, I follow a handful of like sports TikToks, just like
hmm
mainly keep my algorithm from going to scary TikTok.
sure, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
but all these all these big football and basketball guys, big NBA guys, they watched the Four Nations tournament, which I think that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So awesome. Yeah,
That's how
which
far
I
back I
was I
am.
was loving. I was talking
Yeah.
about that. I love that stuff.
But dude, like, so I'm weeks behind on this now, but
Sure,
it seems like everyone loved that tournament so much
it was a good
that they
one.
are switching from the NBA and they want to follow hockey and they want to get hockey big. And I
Yes,
think in the next 3 years, I think 3 to 5 years, I think hockey could like overtake the NBA. And
NBA
like
sucks.
the
Basketball.
NBA does
First
kind
of
of
all,
suck.
basketball kind of sucks. It's a good game for like children, but
It's a
like, when
fun
you get
game to play.
the NBA, it's a fun game to play, but the NBA sucks, and everyone knows it. I've never liked watching basketball. That's just my own bias. But I didn't grow up playing basketball.
That's me with baseball.
I grew up in a wrestling town. Like there was wrestling or basketball. That was the winter sport. So like, and I went for wrestling. So I never cared about basketball at all. It looked like a lot of running because I grew up watching like Coach Carter. So I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot of ladders." They call well, you call them ladders now, but even when we were kids, at some point in like middle school, they switched it from suicides to ladders. I remember because all of a sudden the coach was
Oh,
like, "Oh yeah, we're calling those ladders now," and everyone was like, "That's weird," because last season they weren't called like all season we're like, "That's not what they're called," but okay.
yeah.
I
I guess yeah, it
understand.
should, yeah.
I understand. I'm not saying like they shouldn't have changed it, but it's just like it's funny, one of those things that you're like, oh yeah, it's like when that what's that football game, when
Yeah. I
when
was just thinking about that too.
one kid grabs the ball and everyone tries to tackle them. What do you call that game again, Mason?
Yeah.
You
Which
can't call it
I
that
mean that
anymore.
one definitely should not be named that.
No,
But
it's literally like the
yeah, that
worst
one's like the
thing.
worst. But I remember like the realization of that just like one day when I was way older than
Oh
I
yeah,
should
like
have been when I made
college.
that. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
was just like,
you're like what?
oh no.
I guess it's because I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna try and figure out why that is the way it
Yeah.
is, but it
Yeah,
is one
let's
of those
not.
things that if you're in America for that age, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Everyone, I mean, not every. I shouldn't generalize, but I'm saying like I feel like a lot of
I
people
think I'm
listening, they know what we're saying. It's like when you say the N word, like everyone knows what you're saying, so don't. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's like you shouldn't just say like oh, you know what I'm saying. You can't just use it
yeah.
as a substitute for
Yeah.
that word and being
Yeah.
like, I didn't say it. It's like, yeah, but you did. Like you did
Yeah.
kinda. So like you're still like that's not good. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tiptoe around the ice, the
Yeah.
cracks in the ice. You know
No,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You're
Um,
doing that.
I can't. Oh, let's just go back. Let's go back to the fun stuff. I can't believe you are the one that brought up the Blues. So
Yeah,
dude. Okay,
dude.
so uh, they just had a game against the Avalanche that was super so great. That's the most
Are
recent
they
game.
are they in the wild card now? Do they
They
have a
have to
spot?
be. They have to be at this point. I haven't checked the points
Yeah.
overall, but
It's
they
hard for
have to
me to
be.
tell now because like I'm 3 weeks back on NHL news, so like I don't really know
Um,
like what's accurate and what's old news. So I know like they're in the running for the wild card. I don't know if they have that spot secured. It seems like they've been on a win streak. I'm sure they have it secured by now,
I
but
feel like they should. I'm not actually. I'm not gonna look it up right now. I was gonna go on a start, but I don't want to. They have to be close if they're not. It's been
yeah.
rough. They had a tall hill to climb. I think I told Trace that around like the third game in a row. I was like, they still have a lot if they even have a shot in that. So we'll see. I've been loving it. Kind of key. I'm not gonna say anything about future games or like if they're gonna go into a certain distance down the road. But I'm loving where they're at right now, supporting them all the way, and yeah, I like it.
I like how they've got every hockey fan freaking out. I love that.
Hockey's so
Love
much
that.
fun, dude.
Yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of people like making the NHL journey for their big sports guys. They want to follow a team. I got one guy, there was one guy that I started following that he had a list of 10 teams. The Blues weren't on there. I was a
Jesus,
little upset,
10 teams and the
but
Blues weren't on there. I mean, again,
yeah.
this season they've been really shit up until the last like few weeks. It's been really like it's just this is what they do. They're shit until they don't need to be shit. Like, cause now's the moment when they need to play good, and they've only been doing that. That's what the Cardinals do. I'm sure
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
a
St. Louis.
big
I'm sure the fucking St. Louis soccer team does that. I'm sure every Missouri team does that, and
yeah,
it's
that's a big
fucking
Missouri thing.
is infuriating as a fan. But I don't know. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? Who's 10 team?
Uh
Who was his top team?
uh San Jose Sharks. To be fair, I think
That's
he's from California.
that's
So,
lame. That's fine. They're fine.
well, the next video I saw him in, he was dripped out in gear, and apparently the San Jose Sharks like sent him all that stuff, and so he's definitely like a
Whoa,
fan.
they
But
sent him all that stuff.
yeah,
What does
I
he
think
do?
he's a bit well. Every video I saw, he was like in the 700,000s,
This is
and
like a
so I think
YouTube.
he,
Oh, this is like
yeah, I think he's like a
oh.
TikTok
I
guy
thought
for like basketball or something, and
I thought you
he's
were
now
saying
switching.
it was someone at your work.
Oh no,
And I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
how does someone at your work just have connections to the San Jose Sharks? That's insane.
Yeah,
But okay,
no, no one I work with, I
I
think
would
even knows what
say
hockey is.
I would say okay. So that's okay. I thought you were gonna. I thought I was gonna give you recommendations to tell people at work.
Oh.
If I
No,
would
I feel
say if
like
you're
the
gonna get into
blues is the best because first off,
blues are
the
the best.
logo is the best. Like first off,
Okay,
the team, the logo, that's the
yes,
best.
I talked about it the last year or two. The last 2 years, they have when we went to Oktoberfest that
Hmm.
year, they had completely revamped and updated their branding all the way through. They have fucking live concerts before games. Like they have a jazz band that plays during the game. They have like the new logos. They've leaned into the blues. They leaned into the music stuff. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. The everything like going to a blues game is a wild experience now. It's so much fun. And yeah, I think hockey is on the rise right now. Uh,
Yeah.
so get ready for the Saudis to buy it, so because that's what's going to happen soon. Happen to soccer, it's going to happen soon. But anyway, uh, I would say the Blues are a great team to get into. If you've never seen hockey, I think Las Vegas is a super awesome team. They're just a really good team. Period. So you're always going to have a good game to watch for the most part. Um, but
I
that's
think
just
I think
I
the
like them.
best
I like Las Vegas.
I think the best thing to tell someone who's getting into hockey, which I'm not really into it, like I like going to games, but I think that's it.
Yeah, games are fun.
I think you just need to find your closest team and just go to a game.
Yeah,
Because first off, the experience is way different than when you watch on TV. Like
way different.
it's it's so much slower in person, it seems like. And like it's
It's
easy to
easy to
track.
follow. It's
Yeah,
so
easy to
easy to
watch the
follow.
puck. It's easy to watch the whole field.
Yeah.
It's just a better experience in person. And I think once you understand that experience, then I think you'll kind of get understand the
Yeah.
hype and jump or don't jump, I guess.
Like
But
if you when you watch it in person, yeah, it's so easy to like sort of understand what's going on a little bit better. You can watch the puck and you're like, okay, I see, and now you can kind of see how the players are moving around. Um, and then like if you were like in the future at a bar or at a party and the TV was just on and just hockey was just on, even if you don't even know who the team is, you can look at it and be like, "Oh, okay, I see what's going on there." And then you don't have to watch it. But like it makes watching it on TV a million times easier. Because
yeah.
then you're like, "Oh, I see cuz you can I mean, especially now watching on TV is a lot easier cuz TV is just better. Like cameras are just so much better to see the puck. Even like 10 years ago it was really hard to watch hockey. But yeah, if you've never seen it before, figure out where the closest team is. I wouldn't even say NHL. You could probably do college would probably be good or
Yeah.
local sports team. I don't know. Uh, but like you just go and watch it live once, and especially now while it's like getting trendier, the tickets are getting more expensive, but they're still a lot cheaper than other places. I still won't. I still again love the Blues. Hell of an experience at the stadiums, but I am not paying for those fucking tickets or that beer. It is expensive to go to hockey games. I mean,
Yeah.
they just revamped everything. They want your money. So I mean, it's
But
fun to go to.
it's always cold in there. So, you're not
It's
just
not that
always
cold. Not
bundled
that
up.
cold. Not that cold. A
Yeah,
hoodie is all you really
it's
need.
colder than a football game, I feel like.
Sure, 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 sure. But I don't know.
Uh, I don't know either, but kind of excited. I would love to see hockey get big.
Mm.
I think it needs to get big. I think that is like first off, why are conservatives not talking about hockey? That is a conservative sport right
Yeah,
there, hockey.
honestly,
It's the
dude, the
only sport you
fights,
can actually fight in, yeah.
dude, and people cheer.
Yeah.
They cheer you
Yeah.
on. You don't really get in trouble for fighting. You get in more trouble for losing the fight.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get into a fight, you better throw that guy to the ground.
Yeah.
You don't want to be thrown to the ground because then you look like a fucking little wussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
But
it. I don't
yeah.
know. It's
Hockey's cool.
it's a
Hockey's cool.
cool sport, man. It's cool. I
And
wish
they
they
try
could.
a lot harder than basketball players do.
It's a hard sport. You're carrying all that weight on you. Those the pads are so heavy, and you see like some of the moves they do on the skates. Unbelievable. You know, the other day, I don't know if it was the Blues or not. I don't remember who it was. I don't want to say it was the Blues just because I'm a Blues fan, but it might have been the Blues because they're fucking badass. But there was. Have you ever seen the hockey players that like take the puck and they like throw it up and they hit it like in midair,
Yeah, that's on
sticking
Mighty
the
Ducks
puck?
too.
So Yeah, there you go. So
The knuckle shot.
what I saw a video of during a hockey game, a team, the guy like threw it up, like he hit it and it went up in the air by the goalie, went like over the goalie's head. Another guy behind him like ding, like hit it, went back over to the other side. Another guy, whoop, flipped it up, and then a third guy came around the side and went boom and knocked it into the goal. It was the crazy. It was just a replay I saw. If it was during a game, I definitely was looking at the game I was playing and not like the Blues game because I did not see that. That's why I'm not sure if it was Blues or not. But man, I think hockey is really fun. It look when both teams are like trying their absolute hardest, it is so fun to watch because they start like, especially now that the Blues are on a streak, other teams are fucking just trying to ram into them as hard as they can, and the Blues are fighting back so hard. Like the last game against the Avalanche, I think there was like maybe 2 solid minutes where there was no fighting without like throughout the game. Like it was just fighting the entire game. It was awesome. Oh man, it's great. Yeah, let's see hockey get big.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
it.
Hashtag let's get hockey big.
Hashtag get hockey big because I'm big for hockey.
Oh.
Hockey makes me big, and I want to show the world.
That's illegal in some states.
Not in ours, baby boy. Hey, here's what
Probably
I want.
not.
I want to move on to something else now. Now that I called you
Okay.
baby boy,
Okay.
I want to talk about the new Snow White movie, and only not the movie itself because I haven't seen it,
I
and
don't either.
I don't really care. We've said our pieces about that movie. Here's what I want to talk about. And it's not about that movie. It's about movies these days in general. And do you think that all the because there's so many movies that are coming out now that are just full of controversy. But for, like they have like a press release. It feels like 2 or 3 years before the movie is supposed to come out. They act like and then they act like the movie's coming out in like 2 months for like 2 3 years. It feels like.
Yeah.
I feel like Wicked came out a year ago, but then it just now came out, or it came out. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's very confusing for me. But anyway, the controversy surrounding these movies and the press releases, like you got your Wicked, you got your Snow White with the dwarves and the CGI, and you got your what was that Blake Lively movie that came out with that Baldoni guy about feminism or something? It was about women's like in domestic abuse or something, and then like the behind the scenes, apparently there was domestic abuse or some sort of like sexual abuse or
Good night.
but
No,
then
I
like
don't
now
even
then
know.
like
I haven't even
the
heard of Blake
Baldoni
Lively
is like
in
suing
anything.
Blake Lively, but then like Blake Lively and then Ryan Reynolds jumps in, and then they're suing him, but then he's now suing them again, and now Taylor Swift is dragged into it, and
Oh,
it's something about like sexual stuff and women and something about something controversy. And
good night.
what's is that like a marketing scheme now? Because then there's like the new Shrek movie. The movie poster came out, and now everyone's freaking out about the his daughters might be trans or something, and everyone's freaking out about that because the eye color of the Shrek, and Shrek looks different, and Fiona looks and Donkey looks different. Dude, I don't. What? These are movies. These are supposed to be like
Yeah.
escapes to
Yeah.
joy. They're supposed to be. We're supposed to like escape the absurd bullshit of the world through movies. They're supposed to be
Yeah.
fun, and I feel like people are having more fun like tearing them down, and then no one wants to go see the movie
Yeah.
because like the even if the controversy is not real, like I hear Snow White is actually not that bad of a movie,
Oh, okay.
but if you go in with all this like weird bullshit loaded up in your head, so you've already got like judgments about it because you've been hearing about it. So then you go in and you're like, oh, I knew that was gonna be this is just as stupid as I thought it was gonna be, or one of those, or like Wicked, and you're like the whole Ariana Grande or whatever controversy that was in that. So you're already primed to like not enjoy it because you're loaded up with all this preconceived whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I felt with like Marvel. The
Yeah.
first 10 years of Marvel when I was obsessed with the MCU, because I would spend like they'd be like, oh, Captain America Winter Soldier's coming out. I better read every single issue of comic book that has anything to do with this storyline, and then I'm gonna sit in the theater like this, and I'm gonna just tick off in my brain every single time they mess something up. That way, after the movie, I can go, they got everything wrong, and here's why it's stupid. Even though Winter Soldier's the best MCU movie they've ever made, and it's definitely my favorite. And it's in my opinion. I think it's one of the most solid movies they've ever
As a
come out with.
standalone one hero, for sure.
Yeah, I think
I think
it's
it's hard to beat Endgame though.
of the three Captain Americas, it's for sure the best one.
Well,
Of
there's the fourth one.
I guess of the first 10 years, besides like Endgame and Part Two, those two movies, I guess Winter Soldier is just like from A to Z. It's just a solid
It
film.
was. It was dark. It had some good
So
twists
good.
to it.
It was like a secret agent movie more than like a soldier
Yeah,
movie, which was cool.
yeah,
But yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about? Because I feel like every movie now that comes out, people are just tearing them apart immediately online, and I just don't. I
yeah.
don't know.
I think that's partly to do with just how the internet is, and like, I think you'll get more clicks if it's controversial.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the studios trying to do that. I think the
I don't
studios
think so.
are basically just trying to put their own twist on stuff, and we're just at the point where they're just rehashing stuff, and we don't want it rehashed unless it's
Yeah.
like 10 times better. But let's be honest, we'll never, even if it is 10 times better, our nostalgia will knock it down like a few points.
Did
So
anyone go and see Mufasa? Did we need a Mufasa live action movie? Why did we need a
no, you should have
Mufasa?
animated that.
Now it was animated with computer graphics.
Yeah, true. um
Fucking bullshit, Disney.
yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Give me like, I mean, like, I guess it would be cool to learn about like the Scar origin, but um,
I guess if it's, I guess it could be interesting. That's not a very good pull for a movie, at least not for me. You know
yeah.
what? But you know what is a really good movie that doesn't have any controversy that I know of that I watched just the other night that I thought was fantastic. Hundreds of Beavers. You ever seen Hundreds of Beavers, dude?
Mm-mm.
You need to watch this movie. This team of filmmakers have come out of seemingly nowhere, to me at least, and they are incredible. It's just this guy who makes apple like wine and stuff. And he gets drunk on it. It's like a silent film. There's like no dialogue in the movie.
Oh, okay.
It's made. It was made last year, and it's black and white. And this guy,
Okay.
he makes like a wine out of apples, and he gets like super. He's like a drunk, and he ends up like
Okay.
ruining. He was like he ends up like just breaking
Yeah.
everything that he made, and he wakes up in the middle of the winter in the forest, and he has to like survive. So then he like learns how to be a trader, and you're just like, it's just really slowly. You're just like, okay, he like tries to catch a rabbit, like he tries chasing it, then he tries hiding behind a bush, then he tries leaving like a thing, and he like slowly gets like, oh, then he gets a knife, and then he like, oh, is able to get a rope. Oh, and now he's able to like, he gets like a few pelts, and now he can get this, and now he can get that. He meets a girl. He meets like a merchant. He meets like a really super experienced fur trader who has like dogs like hunt with him,
Okay.
and all the animals are wearing there's humans in animal mascot
Nice.
costumes.
Okay.
So like the
Okay.
dogs are like people like running, but like carry like with the sled behind them. Like the raccoons
Are
are
they on two legs or four legs?
two legs, two legs. Everything's
Nice.
no, they're
Okay.
not walking
Okay.
around.
I'm
Yeah,
in. I'm in.
the only thing on four legs is the horse because it's two people in a costume, and it has like a face hole for one person. So he's petting the horse, and the guy's just like staring off. Dude,
Nice.
it is so like
Okay.
when he fails to catch a rabbit or two, they like beat him up. Like he gets like he like tries to catch him and he falls on the ground. They just start kicking him. Like he tries
The
knocking over
rabbits do.
trees. Yeah, it's like it's dude, it's hysterical. Like when he gets pelts, like he will kill an animal and then like the person will fall and then it'll like cut really quickly and it'll just be like an empty mascot suit and he'll pick it up like he's skinned it, you know, and he'll take it to the person to like go. Dude, it's hysterical. I wasn't planning on talking about it on the episode, but I gotta say, really enjoyed it. Hundreds of Beavers. That's
Okay.
Hundreds of Beavers. It's on Amazon Prime. That's where I watched it.
Okay.
Man, wow, it was fantastic. But yeah, so I guess I don't know. I still want to watch Wicked. I want to watch Snow White. I want to watch all these movies that have the controversy, mainly because there's so much controversy. It's like, you know, and Rust, also Rust. You know that movie's coming out. Do you have any interest in watching that movie?
I've never heard of it.
The movie with Alec Baldwin where he shot that woman
Oh,
or he shot that person.
yeah. Do I have interest in that movie? I
I
don't know.
don't know what Rust is. That's what you said. You didn't know what I was
Rust,
talking
I
about.
only know, well, no,
Call of Duty.
I
It's not
know
about
what
the Call
Rust
of
is.
not about the
But
Call of
Rust
Duty
is the
map.
Modern Warfare 2 map.
I thought the movie
That,
was about that, and it's not. So then someone was like, "Someone got
mm,
shot on the Rust." I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's the map." I'm
yeah,
surprised they didn't get throwing
that's where
knife.
you get one shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So was it 360 no scope? No,
Yeah.
that's insensitive. But uh, but it's a
Was he
western.
charged not guilty on that?
I didn't follow the case. I think so though,
Yeah, I think so
and I
too.
think he was annoyed by how long the trial took. But I could
Well,
be
I mean,
wrong.
he did murder somebody. So whether that
Yeah.
be
I,
accidental or not,
again, are interested in watching the movie?
probably not.
That scene is in the movie apparently.
I would keep it in too. That is good cinema. You're not faking that.
You're not wrong. I mean, yes. What's the scene? That's what I want to know. I think Trace told me the story to it, but I haven't looked into it. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this stuff happens like a year and a half before. Like it starts like right at the beginning of the press tour for these movies. Or I mean, that happened during filming, but that wasn't going to go away anytime soon. Um,
Yeah, but I feel like if that didn't happen, the movie would have came out a lot sooner.
if it hadn't have happened, would it have? I don't know if it moved. I don't know if the movie drew audience. Is it out yet? I have no idea. So I don't know. Like, it was it? Did people go out and see this movie? I know a lot of people went out and saw Wicked, despite all that
Yeah.
controversy. Which it wasn't really controversy. It was more like just people on set were just. I don't know if people were bickering or there was like a lot of. It was like during the thing. She was like the woman who plays the Wicked Witch, the green one. She was like upset because there was some racist stuff that she thought
Mm.
was going on, but then it turned out not. It was I don't I don't know. This stuff like flies by my face on the news, and I try to ignore it. And but like it happens. They every single day you get more of this stuff, and so like it just kind of like imprints pieces of it on my brain. So I'm like, I know there was something with racism, but I don't know what it was or like if it got resolved or what. And then people were saying Ariana Grande had like plastic surgery or something, and again, see what I'm saying? It's just like I don't. There's all these things, but then it's like the movie comes out, and I'm like, wait, I thought this movie was about Wizard of Oz. Now I feel like it's about racism or something. Now, what is this movie? It's a musical. I don't know. I need to see the musical first because I haven't seen that, but that's why I haven't seen Wicked yet.
I mean, I
Snow,
heard Wicked was good. I don't, yeah, as far as controversies go, I think there's just,
and it's like a part
I think
one.
people are just bad
Yeah,
people. I think that's what it is.
I think
I
it's just
mean, I
people
think now
upsetting.
people are
Yeah,
just finally getting called out for everything. Um, I don't know if
yeah.
everyone needs to get called out for everything, but I mean, I think we're in a weird part where it's just like, I don't know. I think everyone has heard that the world's not fair, and now it's just like they're trying to make it fair, but there's obviously way more extremes than like some people's cases. Like Ariana Grande and that one girl. Like, first off, Ariana Grande is a celebrity. Like, why would it be weird if she got plastic surgery? I feel like that's like a weird thing to care about. But racism
It's
shit, though,
yeah.
that is some bullshit. Like, if there is some racist shit, like, call it out.
I remember it's because of the movie poster I remember. Because the movie poster is like an homage to the musical
Original.
poster, which is it has like I don't know their names. Uh but it has the green Wicked Witch with her hat like that goes like over her eyes.
Okay.
Cuz it's like very minimalist, very like just like no
Yeah.
like real detail on the picture, right? But it's like green face, hat over the eyes, and then like the Ariana Grande one uh over here like whispering in her ear or something. I can't. It's something like that. And then in the movie poster, it has the actors' full faces, right? Yeah, the Ariana Grande, but then it has like the green that woman. She has her whole face with her eyes and the hat. Same picture, but the Broadway one has the eyes covered. I don't know if that's significant to the story, but anyway. So someone made a fan made poster of the movie, and they just lowered the hat over the woman's eyes, the actress's eyes, and she made like a big long stink about, or someone did. I don't know if it was her, about how it was like racist because it was like covering her eyes so that like she couldn't see because black people have been oppressed for so long, and they have, and it's fucked up, and white people can go fucking blow a cow dong. I don't know,
True.
including us too. Not that we haven't
True.
already. But then people were like, no, it's not racist. It was the the poster from the musical. They were just making it look like that. But maybe it was racist. I don't know. It could have
I
been.
mean, yeah,
I
it could have
don't
been
know.
both.
I'd never seen the musical, so I didn't know what the poster looked like for the musical. So when I saw like, oh, it was just a musical, she's overreacting. Wow, a crazy Hollywood actress trying to steal the spotlight of the movie. It was one of the. And it was like, why can't we just have a fun musical with flying monkeys in it,
Yeah.
right? And like witches and magic and Wizard of Oz. Why can't we just have fun?
If money wasn't a thing, it probably would have been a lot more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're starting to see the rips in the seams for capitalism and democracy. That marriage is definitely having its strains, shall we say.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
American experiment is it's starting to bubble over. The glass uh the glass beaker, man. Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
It's a system that can work. You just can't get
Snap
too greedy
into a
with it.
snap into a fascist Slim Jim, brother.
Yeah.
You're in America now. We
Just
have
can't
no,
get greedy with it.
dude. It's like greedy with some things, but not greedy with others. Greedy with everyone's money, but not greedy with like keeping allies. Because I feel like, is there a single country in the world now that can like openly travel to the U.S.? Probably Russia, probably Saudi Arabia.
I don't know. I just saw something where Trump said he's very upset with Putin.
I can't. Those two have. Why are we in the middle of their fucking shitty gay relationship? I don't understand why they're making their relationship my problem. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It has nothing to do with me. You guys fight over Greenland. They duke it out on Greenland. Go, you two go to Greenland. We'll get a boxing ring. We'll put it on Netflix. Just
Well,
do it
that's why he
yourself.
got voted. That's why he got voted in. It's just reality television. That's all.
Did you hear about? Just bringing it back to Vance. Just because our names are so close. Did you hear what he said when he got to Greenland? The first thing out of his dumb mouth. God, it's cold here. She, just that's the level. That's the level we're dealing with. Is these people? And on that signal gate, we didn't even mention. Well, I did mention Pete Hegseth's name at the beginning, but the whole signal
Yeah.
gate BS when Vance was like, "Oh, sending prayers to the successful launch." I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I love the two like hearts, the two like favorites. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah,
I
people are
fucking
putting emojis into these things and
I know."
they fucking killed people.
Oh,
They have prayer emojis for people that they killed.
this
But
was yeah,
it's not official war,
yeah,
information or anything like that. So
yeah. It's hard, man. This show is supposed to keep it. We're supposed to have fun. There's all this dark subjects, man. It makes it hard, but I
I mean,
mainly
I
just
think it's funny. I
and it's
think
it's
that's
it's pretty fun
crazy.
because a lot of it is so like all that stuff has nothing. I can't do anything about the signal gate. That's just a thing that happens, right? Like
Yeah.
things that just happen in other countries. Like I just can't do anything with it.
That's what Trump said. That was his defense. Is like, that stuff will just happen.
Damn it. We can't just forget it. But did you see how the GOP is trying to eliminate the TSA, which means they all did forget about 9/11. Of all the people to forget 9/11 happened, it's them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have something fun, real fun for us to talk about, to
Hmm.
just to make us feel better. I already sent Trace this because he said he wasn't feeling well. He couldn't make it on the show. But Mason, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Has to do with ancient Egyptian mummies, or just mummies in
Cool.
general. So, do you know why
I
there
don't.
are
Oh.
so few mummies that we have found, and like that we have in our possession, like in museums and whatnot, and yet there are dozens and dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of pyramids that have been found that are alleged tombs of mummies. Why do we have so many pyramids that are tombs and yet not as many mummies? What's up with that? Do you know
Maybe
why that is?
because they weren't tombs at all. and we just assumed they were tombs.
Wait, were they then?
I don't know. Some people say they were an ancient power source. I like that.
I like that too. Have you ever seen the thing with like how ancient Egyptians used like sound medicine? Like they'd build like tunnels and crevices in their pyramids and some structures where like the wind would pass through and it would like make like certain sounds as like the wind would like
Mm,
whistled through cracks and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Don't know if it's true, but it's interesting.
yeah.
You're wrong, by the way. There
Uh,
were tombs for mummies. The reason that we don't know, or the reason we don't have as many mummies like in our possession to look at is because they were all eaten by Victorians back in the 18th and 19th centuries. Hi, I'm Van Winder. This is my TED talk about how ancient Europeans were all cannibals.
oh,
And yeah, so basically, there were lots of mummies around. Like they were finding them all over the place in pyramids. And in ancient Egyptian or ancient not ancient but Victorians back in the day, being prudes, were like they wouldn't even show their ankles and stuff in society, uh, polite society. They thought that like eating mummies and stuff and like parts of the human body were like medicine, like good for you, healthy living habits and
maybe.
whatnot.
I can see people thinking that. I just
They
feel like if I had to eat somebody, I wouldn't go for a mummy. I would go to the morgue first. Like, give me someone fresh.
well, that's there you go. So let me here's a question or here's a quote that I have from the researcher uh,
Oh, this is a
who
real thing?
this is a real thing that someone had written a
Oh.
paper on, mini papers on.
Oh.
Someone had was quoted. The question was not should you eat human flesh, but what sort of flesh should you eat? The answer at first was Egyptian mummy. This is, by the way, this is from the Smithsonian. What I'm reading right now, so
Hmm.
that's how real it is. I know Trump's trying to get rid of this kind of information because it's not American, but I think it's pretty fascinating. So
Yeah.
first they would eat Egyptian mummy. They'd crumble it into tinctures to staunch internal bleeding. And then here's a fun one. They would use the skull, which was a very common ingredient. They would grind it up uh, into a powdered form to cure head ailments. Because it's the skull, obviously, you'd use it for like headaches and stuff. Doesn't that make perfect sense?
No, because that's where the pain's at. So why would that also heal the pain?
It's so funny if someone like died from a migraine and then you just crush it up and then you give someone a migraine because it's their
Yeah,
skull.
exactly. That
No,
would be my first thought.
that doesn't make any
I'd be
sense.
like, give me their foot or something. I would trust that more. I
I
don't have any
guess.
headaches in my feet.
Thomas Willis, a 17th century pioneer of brain science, brewed a drink for apoplexy or bleeding, just say bleeding, that mingled powdered human skull and chocolate. And King Charles II of England sipped the King's Drops, his personal tincture, containing human skull and alcohol.
Okay,
Um,
well, the alcohol is going to do any opposite effect of what the brain or the skull's going to do.
and this was more up your alley for the more you want the more fresh stuff. Blood
Yeah,
was procured as fresh as possible, while it was still thought to contain the vitality of the body. Which
I
makes it
believe that one more.
this makes it pretty challenging getting fresh blood because that yeah
You gotta
that
kill
leaves a lot of
somebody.
open-ending questions yeah for
Yeah,
everyone else. Uh,
there
so
wasn't a. You weren't stopping
listen to
like
this
a
shit, dude.
bad bleed back then.
The 16th century German-Swiss physician Paracelsus believed that blood was good for drinking, and one of his followers even suggested taking blood from a living body. Uh, while that doesn't seem to have been common practice, the poor, who couldn't always afford the processed compounds sold in apothecaries, could gain the benefits of cannibal medicine by standing by at executions, paying a small amount for a cup of the still warm blood of the condemned. Quote, the executioner was considered a big healer in Germanic countries, says Sugg. He was a social leper with almost magical powers, end quote. For those who preferred their blood cooked, a 1679 recipe from a Franzian apothecary describes how to make it into marmalade.
Hmm.
Yikes. I think I've mentioned the blood recipe before because I know there's a book of blood recipes out there somewhere. You could rub fat on an ache and it might ease your pain. push powdered moss up your nose. Moss that's found grows on your skull, I guess.
Okay, now
Um,
I can trust that. I would believe something like that.
it stops the nosebleed. If you can afford the King's drops, the float of alcohol probably helps you forget you're depressed, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
Um, they mainly seem to work on magical thinking, which at
I
this
mean, the
day and age we
placebo
call
effect is,
we call it the
yeah.
placebo effect, pretty much. Which, yeah, which at that point though, just drink water and think it's magic. You don't gotta actually
Well,
drink
but you
blood.
can't. You can't because you've been drinking water the whole time and it hasn't done shit, you know? That's why you got to drink something weird like that. And then you'll just assume that it works and then it
Yeah,
will work because that's how cool the mind is.
it's all like the old timey like thing, like pagan kind of thinking, where like, oh, my head hurts, I'll eat a skull to make it feel better. Oh, I have blood issues, I'll drink some blood to like cure my blood issues. Which actually, blood transplant, it's not far off thinking. It's just the application. Like a vampire is not a proper way to drink someone's blood if you need it. Like you have to get like
Yeah.
the needle because you have
That's
diseases in your
why
mouth.
science is important.
Yeah, see, this is why science is important. You can believe in drinking the blood, like the like I'm sure like all the elites now they learned. Oh, it's much easier to drink the adrenochrome from orphaned children, when you do it like in a science lab where they can like surgically open it up, make it nice and um, non-germinated. What do you call that? When you get rid of the
Pasteurize,
pasteurized. Yeah, what do you when you get rid of all the germs in the air? What do you call that space? Like
a safe
quarantine
space.
space? Yeah, sure. I can't think of the name, but yeah. You know what I mean. But it's all
Yeah.
safe. And they can inject it in there. They don't have to drink it out of the brain stem of a still breathing child who just thought he was going to a rich person's home for Christmas.
Thought he was going to his new family.
No, his new family is the worms in the backyard of the Rockefellers' mansion. Just kidding.
Probably.
It's their summer home.
Ah,
You wouldn't put it in your
no,
residence.
no,
You'd
no.
put it at the one you barely visit.
Maybe just the
Uh,
Airbnb you stay at.
yeah, honestly. So I thought that's interesting. A lot of Europeans used to be cannibals. I mean, people are still cannibals. It's not like people stopped being cannibals. It's just that was like it's interesting that that's like
The
preferred
stigma was
cannibalism.
more positive then, though.
I wonder if it's because they were like, well, it's not cannibalism. Like what? It's almost like with 9/11, with making jokes about tragic events.
Uh,
What it's about? What do they say? Like 20 years or something like that. 20 some years. How long does a human body have to preserve before it's like not cannibalism anymore? A few thousand years? Ah, that's not cannibalism anymore.
yeah,
It's
no, I think like me personally, I'd say it's like whenever it's like wouldn't be worth eating. That's when it's not a cannibal,
hey,
you
you
know?
find 3,000-year-old jerky and it is still
I'd try it.
intact. You gotta try it.
I'd try it.
Got it. It really sends that whole Futurama episode of like when eating the mummified jerky of a human. Like that's a real thing. That's what they did. Because
Yeah.
I saw pictures. They would keep their tinctures of these mixtures of human body and stuff. They'd keep them in little miniature coffins.
Oh.
Fucking crazy. These people wouldn't openly say the word like sex, but they were eating human bodies. Literally like paying grave robbers to like steal freshly buried corpses so they could eat their bones and rub the fat all over their arms. I think they would actually rub the fat over their like
Yeah, I
midsection
think
to like
so.
lose weight, which doesn't make any sense because you're adding fat. Even though it's not getting into your body, but you're adding fat to your body to get rid of your fat. Uh,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
so silly.
I think history is crazy, and that's why we need to understand and say when that stuff is crazy, so we all understand it's crazy,
Right now is
you know?
crazy.
Right now is
And right,
crazy.
right
Right
now
now
we
is
are
a
living in history.
yeah.
We are living in a moment of history that will be taught in maybe a few people's homeschooled homes because schools won't exist anymore.
Well, they
Uh,
will, but you got to make a lot of money to go to it.
True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, only the elites, the monarchy will know. The heroes this week, I actually have because they've been voting to take away the raise in minimum wage. and the paid sick leave in Missouri, which is awesome. Thanks for that. Love it.
What's the point? How is it going to benefit anyone to get rid of paid sick leave?
Exactly. So I have here. I thought I had here.
Several bad puns later.
I had a list of the. Ah, maybe I'll just skip it then. I had a list of all the businesses, or there was like 500 businesses, but a list of businesses that voted for keeping the minimum wage raise and the uh, paid sick leave. Um, but I don't have the list anymore. It was 500 names, so look up that list, support those businesses, because those are the ones that support their workers, and that's cool. So and just posted online the list of all the people that have all the businesses that have voted for it. So look it up and support those businesses. I'm repeating myself again. It is beginning of spring. Spring has sprung. Finally,
Yeah.
it's been rainy here, at least where I am. I don't know about
Windy.
you. Windy, very windy.
Yeah.
So to celebrate the spring, I wanted to show you, Mason, this really cool thing, this website. Uh, that is a
Meatspin.com.
no, it's a fish
Oh,
doorbell.
okay.
So it's in the Netherlands. This thing, it's in Utrecht fish doorbell. Basically, in Utrecht in Netherlands, they have a bunch of canals and waterways,
Okay.
that they use, and there are fish that uh, travel up and I'm trying to get the article here. So they have these waterways, and they have and attaching connecting all of their canals and whatnot throughout the fourth largest city in the Netherlands, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And they have these boat locks that these little gates that close off, and then when a boat comes through, they're like, okay, open it, and it's they're manual locks basically for the boats coming in and out. And they have fish that also travel through these, migrate through these waterways, and the fish are good for the ecosystem, and they keep everything clean and they keep everything moving, and it's just a nice biodiverse um, living situation for the fish and the people traveling on these waterways. Uh, but there was an ecologist who noticed that a lot of the fish were in danger because a lot of them will migrate up these waterways through the city to lay eggs and stuff in the shallower waters. So they have to come through these canals and whatnot. But a lot of the times, if there's not a boat coming through, they're just locked. So the fish just kind of sit there, and they have to wait until they gets opened, and that makes them easy prey for like birds and other predators and whatnot.
Oh,
They become
okay.
stagnant. They don't know what's going on. So there was an ecologist, Mark van Hukelum, who was the inventor of the fish doorbell. He was basically talking to a guy, and he was telling at an event. He just happened to run into like the manager of the lock system, and he was telling him about how the fish are in danger with this and having trouble. And he was like, "Well, I can open it for them, no problem. Of course, I want the fish to survive, but someone's got to let me know when they're there. I can't just see all the fish unless there's a lot of fish. I don't know when they're there. Then I can open it." So the guy was like, "Okay." So they put a camera down there, and it's on a website that's always streaming the footage, and basically you go online, and if you see a fish at the webcam, you hit a button on the site, and it alerts the person working at the lock system at the moment, and they can
Oh,
open the gate for the fish. So the fish don't just sitting there forever. It's kind of like a big community thing.
that's cool.
I think it's so cool. They have a few different ones, I think, different locations now. And when you go on the site, like I'll go on right now, I'll send it to you. It's really cool to just like go. They say like the best time to see fish is early morning or in the evenings. Um, but like you can just go on. I think let's see, right now on the site it says there are 1,013 other people watching the live stream. So we're all sitting here with our fingers just ready to press that doorbell button. I hadn't seen a fish yet, but every week the guy who made it like comes out with a video and they show like all the fish that they've let throughout the week. And I was watching some of them today, and there's a school in like Ireland or something, like an elementary school where like they have a permanent like spot like in the corner of the room with that stream playing, so the kids like love going over and like pressing the doorbell for the fish and stuff. I think it's so cool. I think we don't have those kind of canal systems and stuff in the U.S., but I think it's a really fun and cool way for kids to like learn about fish, because there's tons of different fish that come through here, and like eels and all kinds of sea creatures that go through this doorbell thing. And
Hmm.
I don't know, I think it's really cool, because now that it's springtime, end of March, the fish are gonna start migrating through, like the traffic for the doorbell is gonna start getting really high. So like now's the time to like
Oh.
go and like get on this and like look at the stream. So I don't know. I check it out every so often. I just keep the tab open on my phone and then I'll check it whenever. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. Like I can't
Yeah.
wait to like see a fish and like press the doorbell. They say it's like a safer, or it's like a more ecologically safe way to fish. You get like all excited when you see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of
It's
fun.
like bird
So
watching
yeah, I'll put the link in the description, for sure. It's like it's visterbel.nl. I'll put it
for
here,
Netherlands.
but I'll also put it in the description. Yeah, it's in Netherlands, so you can get the website translated. And the guy, when he talks in his like weekly or however long he does the updates, he switches between Norwegian and English, which is fun because he's
Oh,
just like a really cool guy. He looks like
yeah.
David Bowie, kind of.
Oh, nice.
Looks like he's David Bowie's like son or grandson or something. It's really weird. But yeah, visterbel.nl, the fish doorbell. Check it out. It's a pretty fun little thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so check that out. Um, and lastly, the last thing we have to talk about, Mason, the big news. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has seen the story. It's a really crazy nightmare
I don't know
scenario.
too much about it. I just heard about it and like heard like
Do you want to do a bit about it? Like, if you were to do a bit, which character would you be? The one underneath, or the like the child?
probably the one underneath.
Okay, so yeah, so like I guess let's just break the story down from basically how I understood how it happened. So there was a babysitter in this home in Kansas. I don't know. It was like outside of Bend, Great Bend or something, in Kansas. Uh, she is putting the kids to bed, or one child. I don't know how many kids there were in the house, and the kid is like, "Oh, I'm scared, little girl. I believe." I'm scared. Can you make sure there's a monster under my bed? I can't go to bed. We've all said it. It's all little kids. We've all seen monsters. We know what's up. Babysitter goes, "Oh, is there a monster under your bed?" She probably didn't say like, "Oh, is there a monster under your bed?" And she probably didn't make fun of the kid, but she said, "Okay, I'll check. I'll make sure there's no monsters, right?" And then she goes underneath. And what do you think? What do you think she saw under there, Mason? Can you like give me like a? What do you think? Can you like give me an impression? Like she looks underneath. What's underneath the bed? Looking at her. You think he's like? You think he's doing like that?
Like, oh, this is where I parked my car.
And then he
I
she
bet he was
sees.
smiling. I bet he was smiling.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, yeah,
Ew.
dude. You're dude, that's
He was probably going.
you're not one
Fuck.
of those people and you're not smiling,
He's sitting
you
there
know?
going. He's underneath there. She found. By the way, she found a full man, a grown ass
Yeah.
27-year-old man, um, who used to live in the house, had a court ordered like protection from this guy. He wasn't supposed to be there, obviously. Babysitter sees him. He climbs out, I guess. I don't know how. Is it that kind of like he pushes her out of the way and just like runs out of the house. Police come, they find nothing, and like the next day they see him and like chase him on foot and they arrest him. Uh, he's on bail for like 500. His bail's like $500,000 because like breaking and entering, not following court order, like all these different charges. But
How
yeah,
about staying underneath a child's bed? I feel like that should be a crime.
fucking terrifying. That's
Yeah.
that's 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 literally the nightmare
Yeah.
scenario. You're not. The whole point is you're not supposed to see a monster under the bed. And this is the thing. I don't know if he was like on his stomach or if he's on his back. Because I think he'd be more like he's under there. Like, was he under there the whole time? And then like when the babysitter showed up, then he went under, or like he
Had
was
to
like
have
hanging
been.
out with the kid, and then was like, "Don't fucking say a word," and then went under the bed. Like the kid, or
No,
like
I bet
was
he
he
was in there the whole
the
time,
whole
just
time? And the
like,
kid like heard noises and was like, "I'm like," the kid actually thought it was a monster, and then it turned out to be true.
Yeah.
I think the guy was like laying there, right? Yeah, no one knows he's there, and then he hears the, okay, I think there's a monster under my bed. Can you check under my bed? And he's like, fuck. And he just does that, and he's, and he's just, I mean, just, ooh, I probably pushed the bed really hard and fucking
Yeah.
got out of there, dude. God, that is so scary. And
Yeah,
here's what's,
that's why. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead, you go ahead.
That I've been saying this since I was a child, but let's just get rid of bed frames. Let's just put a mattress on the ground. What's so bad about
When
that?
I was 19, I spent 2 summers, uh, living in a house, and I just had a mattress on the floor. Happiest years of my life.
Yeah.
Didn't have any monsters, no worries of monsters under those beds.
No.
Bed bugs maybe, but not
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, I was worried about some of the places I stayed where I had a bed on the floor. I was worried about maybe waking up to like a mouse or something on me. I was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
terrified about that, but never a
Roaches,
monster.
never a monster.
And guess what? All the stuff I would stuff underneath my bed, I would just put in the closet. So there was no room for a monster to be in the closet either.
That's
It's a
thinking.
good strategy.
That's thinking. That's thinking right there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, get rid of bed frames. We don't need them anymore. No
Yeah.
need.
Honestly, every movie we watch, there's a bed frame where you they make sure you know that there's a bed frame there. Guess what? There's always someone hiding under it.
Yep.
And guess what? Let's just get rid of them and we don't have to deal with that anymore. You know?
You know who never has to deal with monsters under their beds or
Yeah.
their closets?
Yeah.
The homeless.
True. True.
What's the one thing they got on all the rest of us? They don't have
Unless
any
they get
money.
like a big box, then like if there's another compartment.
Then they can be the monster.
Ugh.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's why they don't have any monsters under the beds, because they're the monsters. No, that's not
Yeah.
true. They are downtrodden. Most of them are in
Yeah.
the foster care system, and they aged out, and they just got fucking thrown in the streets. That's not what I wanted to talk about to make you sad. I wanted to add more fear to your life because Mason, this is not the first time someone has found someone under their bed. In 2006, a former Washington, D.C. hospital valet was sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for stalking a hospital employee, allegedly made copies of her keys, snuck a video camera
Oh
onto
man.
her dresser, and hid under her bed for 2 nights before he was discovered by the woman's boyfriend. Holy shit, I hope he got the piss beat out of him. Gross.
It's just why are you getting yourself into that
Why?
situation?
Yeah,
First off?
exactly. You know what? I'm sure he
Why
was
are
thinking
you
the same
doing that
thing.
to yourself?
That's what you're
That's my
thinking.
thing.
That's what they're probably thinking when the boyfriend shows up while you're under the bed. You're going, why the fuck did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I do this?
I hope you are. I hope
Obviously,
you're thinking.
yeah, you
that.
hope that. In 2016, a Tennessee woman discovered her ex-boyfriend hiding under her bed while she was having a security system installed to protect against him. She had already filed a protective order and changed her locks multiple times. According to a Nashville police affidavit reported by WZTV News, she shot him in the foot and held him at gunpoint until police arrived. That is
Nice.
why you
Good
need to keep a
move.
gun or a weapon in your bedroom just in case. A long one. Like if it's not a gun, a bat, a crowbar. It can't be like a pocket knife. It needs to be like a machete. It needs to be something long because middle of the night, like if you wake up in the middle of the night and you see like a shadow person at the foot of your bed, you want to make sure you can reach them. You don't want to
Yeah.
hold a knife out and be like, "Oh, don't come any closer." You want to be able to pull out a 45 and blow them away from way over there. Or,
Yeah.
or a crowbar or a bat. I don't condone gun violence, but at the end of the day, if your fucking ex-boyfriend has broken into your house multiple times and you've got a court order against him and he's still coming in, get a gun at that point, I think. I think at that point if you're being
Yeah.
like stalked, you should be able to protect yourself with a weapon. For sure.
Yeah. Maybe just stop dating white guys.
Stop dating white guys.
Because let's be honest, I don't know any of these guys' colors, but I know for a fact they're all white.
Yeah,
This is a
actually,
white guy thing.
yeah, so I guess get rid of your bed frame
Yeah, I think that's
or
an easy solution. Get rid of your bed frame, stuff your closet full where not a single person can like stand in there. And there you go. You got rid of the two most common places someone's going to hide to kill you.
sell your bed frame,
Drop done.
buy a lock for your closet door, and actually, you know what? Don't sell your bed frame. Okay, sell your bed frame, take your headboard, if you have like a headboard or whatever, or like anything that was attached to the frame, stick that shit in your closet to clog it up so they can get out, and then use the money from your bed frame, buy yourself a weapon. Again, a mid to long range weapon is what you want in your bedroom. Baseball
Yeah.
bat, crowbar, uh, a whip. Because even if you don't know how to use a whip, it'll scare off someone because it flails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not nunchucks. Asking for trouble. Dark bedroom. You just woke up. Not very long distance. Asking for trouble. A really strong laser pointer. That might work. Gotta have pretty good aim with it, but you don't really need that
A
good of
pretty
aim.
strong flashlight might be able to do the trick too.
Strong. I have one of those. I have a flashlight that you can like. It has a zoom function. It's not a zoom, but like
Oh.
it has like a. You can make the beam like really really wide,
No, yeah.
or you can make it like really really narrow. When it's narrow, it's like super like bright bright bright. So that could work. Just as like a
Yeah.
temporary
Just
stun.
a dis
Yeah, if you don't want to
disorient
kill
them or
someone,
whatever.
like the lady, she didn't kill her ex-boyfriend with the gun. She shot him in the foot, which is always the best place to shoot someone. Always in the foot.
That's just a
Always.
badass move, I feel like.
Yeah, and then just holding him at gunpoint. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hope she had a gun. Hope she had the gun to his head and was like, look what you made me do. All you had, just move on. Just move on."
Yeah.
So crazy. But yeah. Whew, man, it has been a wild week for everyone.
Yeah.
And the ball is still rolling.
Yeah. It's gonna be a year for sure. But
People are like, "Oh, who's gonna run in 2028 to get us out of this mess?" And it's like, are we even gonna make it that far? It's only been a couple months. This election
yeah.
this presidency has just started. It's pretty remarkable how much has been tore up in this
Yeah.
like a wholesale company selling shredding machines couldn't do this much damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro, you know what I mean, bro? Anyway, Mason, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online, so they can give you likes and pokes and comments and stuff.
Yeah, I got a few different places. I'm on Instagram and Threads, Mason Greenwell 52 on there. Then we got TikTok and the other place I don't use, Blue Sky.
Blue
I'm on there.
Sky.
And honestly, everyone should get on there because who cares about X? But yeah,
Well,
M Green Wee on there.
not even Elon cares about X. He's sold it.
Oh,
Did
did
you
you
see
sell
that?
it?
You know who he sold it to?
Old Twitter?
XAI, which is
Oh.
his AI company. He's just moving. Hey, how to launder money 101. That's the Elon Musk method. You can find me, a little quieter here, turn the volume down. You can find me on Instagram at Van Windsor. I don't have Blue Sky. That's actually also good. I don't have a Twitter, but I don't have Blue Sky either. You can find the show on
You have Blue
Instagram.
Sky.
Oh, the show has Blue Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Mellow Brick Road has Blue Sky, that's basically what I use for it. So I mean, I don't know. I should get one though. I guess I just don't know who to follow because I don't really. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
I still have to follow 6 more people to get an achievement on it, I think.
There you go. It's gotta be a game or no one's gonna play.
Yeah.
So you can follow me on Instagram, and the show is on Instagram as well, mbr.pod, and on Facebook, Mellow Brick Road. You can check us out there. Really want to get rid of that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Facebook goes because I don't look at the numbers on that side, so I have no idea if people are even looking at the Facebook page. Anyway, Blue Sky, like Mason said, Mellow Brick Road on there. Check out our Twitch. Well, the Mellow Brick Road does have a Twitch, but check out my Twitch personally, OnlyVans23. I stream during the Blues games, so if you want to watch me stream during the Blues to see how they win, watch me. Because I do find out when they play shitty, I play shitty. So like the other night when they were down 0-2 for most of the game, I was so mad. I was doing so terrible in my game, and then when I started doing well in the game, the Blues came back and they freaking won. It was crazy. So check me out there. Look at the Blues schedule. That's usually when I'll stream. And then sometimes other times around that, just look for it. on there. Follow me and you get notifications whenever I do stream. Mason, I don't think you have a Twitch page, but we do stream Baldur's Gate 3 together
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
some
that's fun.
buddies. So check
Yeah.
us out there on our Baldur's Gate 3 on my Twitch, OnlyAdvance23. I stream that. Check out our Patreon, Mellow Brick Road Patreon. Trace and I have our Split Fiction series that we just got done playing on Twitch. We finished it up. There's Dancing Monkeys. I become Groot. I become Mother Earth itself. Like literally I become the embodiment of nature. And we punch a robot dentist ventriloquist in the face. So that was fun too. So yeah, check out our Patreon, check out our Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, podcast apps, all of those. We're all of them. We're on all of them. Yeah.
We're there. That's
We're
all,
there.
do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just hit the button that says hit it.
Just do it.
Do it. And look for the description for that fish doorbell in the description below. Everyone, mellow manifestations and try to keep smiling to keep yourself smiling.
Yeah, good one.
Thanks. What about you?
I'm okay right now. Oh, stay safe, everyone.
Kind of messed up that last note at the end there, but
Nah.
it's fine.